Uh, Good morning, Soil family. Let's see if I can get it together on this beautiful Monday morning. Good morning, Peer Pondering. How are you doing? How was your weekend? Marvelous as mine's, I hope. Let's see if I can get myself straight. Give some people time to get in here. Oh, I got a sore back this morning. I got a sore back every morning. See, Miss B Finesse stopped by to visit. Oh, I was thinking, what picture? But now I know it's the beach picture. That picture we were in what is it? Jekyll Island, I think it was, when we took those pictures out on the beach. Got a few things done. Yeah, you got that good view of the sun peeping over the moon. I would love to see that. Did you plan anything? Buy anything exciting? We went dropped a couple videos over the weekend because we did a little shopping, my our type of shopping, which is always exciting. Shopping for plants, trees, anything exciting, anything new. So our goal was to finally grab a couple apple trees. So we went to uh good morning Cajun Hydroponic, trellising your raised beds, getting ready for that cool weather. So our mission was to get apple trees. So we took, I think it was Friday, we started riding. We just rode around here in town. And we saw two trees we wasn't happy with. So we waited until Saturday morning. We went and rode down south. Our first stop was down in Brunswick, Lowe's, Home Depot. So we wanted to, we ran into a mulberry tree that made us want to get a mulberry tree. Good morning, Melissa, my soil sister in real life. Oh, so that made us want a mulberry tree. Good morning, Professor Q, our soil brother. So we just rode a little deeper, went down to Jacksonville. Oh my God. It's like always, my husband saw pineapples that we didn't have. So now we have three different type of pineapples, which pineapples are so exciting. Good morning, um, Farmstead. We ended up purchasing two apple trees, which were right here at home. Oh, maybe 7 miles from home, but we knew those trees were there. So after we got the car loaded down in Florida with our mulberry and whatever pineapples, whatever else we bought, we just said let's just stop at that Home Depot by the house, and if they have these apple trees, we'll get them. And they had two apple trees, so we ended up with a Granny Smith and a Pink Lady. So I'm pretty happy with that. So we got new trees. That's always exciting for me. But played around in my herbs, and I bought some little micro. What is this thing? Micro. Good morning, Brampton Gardner. Microgreens, broccoli. They had a little kit for like $2, and I said, "Well, let me try this thing and see." So I got it, and it's in 7 days. I'm supposed to be able to harvest these microgreens. So I'm gonna try that out and see. Good morning, Miss B Finesse. What? Let me see. Yeah, pineapple. So there are different pineapples. So the pink pineapple is the one that they chop the top off because they don't want people to grow it. But that is like you can catch that thing for like $50, which is ridiculous. Plus you can't regrow it, so I don't even waste my time. But down in Florida, they had a sugarloaf and white jade pineapple. So we grabbed a couple of those. Was ready. So I'm ready for more pineapple. This beef finesse you on your morning walk. Y'all know I'm gonna drop this link just in case you wanna pop in, do a dance or two or anything. So I got a question because I'm fairly new growing, and I know I'm asking this question so I can be prepared. My husband, he loved to see his bananas grow. As a matter of fact, he went outside this morning and found another bunch of bananas coming. So we got tons of bananas. It's just the end of the season. What do y'all do through the winter to get through? Like, do it drive you crazy that your plant's not growing, or what? How do you get through your winter? Because I know it's gonna be a little sad for my husband with all his bananas going to sleep. Because once it get to a certain temperature, the bananas will go to sleep. But we got tropical plants that probably won't do much of anything. Of course, we built the little pop up greenhouses for mangoes, and we gonna wrap Christmas lights around them so we can keep it a little um, over decorate for Christmas. But we gonna decorate for Christmas this year. We're gonna put some Christmas lights out there around our mangoes so that we can keep them warm, and that'll be our Christmas decoration. But I'm not sure if they'll still grow a little bit or if they'll just go to sleep for the year. So you got to think that winter can be pretty depressing for us growers. And me going into my first winter of really growing, even though last year we had the dragon fruit, that was pitiful because our dragon fruit caught hell. So good morning, Laquita and Corey. Good morning, JD. Glad to have you here. So I was just wondering, what everybody plans. Brampton Gardner says she is over decorating for Christmas. So yeah, Melissa. So we built a little pop up greenhouses. You hit that like trash can wave. We so appreciate you, Soil brother. Um, we are in Savannah, Georgia, and you don't know what you may get here. It snowed one. I've been here for 10 years. We got snow one year out of the 10 that I've been here. Some winters are fairly warm, like cool 40s, 50s. Some winters are cold as crap. So you never know what you're gonna get. So all we are doing is preparing. But we have tropicals that cannot survive cold weather. So we put up little pop-up greenhouses. We'll take the Christmas lights and wrap it around them, close the greenhouse during the evenings when it get cold, and during the night, cut the Christmas lights on and keep it warm in there, and pray for a successful winter. So during the day, we'll open up the greenhouse so they can get some air and breathe. And because it's weird, like it'll get cold here at night, but then during the day, the sun will cook everything inside the greenhouse. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this work out. But I was just wondering what everybody else had planned to get through. Last 2 winters, I had a tub of greens growing. Isn't that crazy? Good morning, foster family. Like, just grow all year. Oh, yeah, y'all. Brampton Gardner is located in Canada, so oh, I can imagine the snow is real out there. We usually don't have that problem. Frost, trash can waves. I think where you up? You up north? You kind of in the Midwest somewhere, I think. So a lot of people experience a lot of snow. I know in Virginia. I'm originally from Virginia, and oh my goodness, snow. It would snow, and it would be exciting the first day it would snow because you can go outside, or you can sit in and watch the snow. But that fresh snow is good because it's not hard and iced up. But think about the plants, like that's crazy. And now here I am thinking about the winter, where I normally don't worry about the winter. I wear a little bitty jacket here. So last year I didn't go out because my friend was here throughout the winter, and my dragon fruit was completely destroyed. Well, not completely. We had to cut a lot of that um, slushy. What it do is the dragon fruit just it freeze up, and then when it unthaws, it's like so mushy. You just cut it off and start over. So yeah, fresh snow is great. It's just that overnight when it unthaw and then it freeze up overnight. Yeah, that's when you like, let me stay in the house. So Pear Pondering. Yesterday I bought a little microgreen. Good morning, Vanessa. Some little microgreen indoor kit. And I said, let me try this. Of course, my husband I wouldn't even show it to him when we were at the register. I said, I just want to get it and see. And he said, what is that? And so I finally told him, I said, it's microgreen broccoli. So I want to see how this thing will turn out, and I can grow it, right on the counter or right in the house. So we'll see how that's going to work out. Make ice cream from the snow. Everyday life of an OCD chick. Nikki. Oh, yeah, you got to catch. When my brother used to make ice cream with the snow, but he didn't care. He wanted to catch the first snow, which was polluted. Like, I mean, yellow and nasty looking. So yeah, I learned the hard way about ice cream snow from my brother. He just was like, snow is snow, so let's make some ice cream. Not when it's yellowish or got little black specks in it or something. But snow is fun. It's exciting. It bring out the kid in you for a day or so, right, Melissa? Maybe for a couple hours. It's like after a day, it's like, oh, sick of this. Yeah, last year y'all had ice storms up in Virginia. It's crazy. Yeah, don't eat the yellow snow. Like, um, not the yellow pea snow. No, Melissa, not the brother you married to, the youngest brother. So I am the baby of the clan in my mama's house. I have 5 older brothers. I am the baby and the only girl. So some days could be a little rough for me, but I always say my younger brother, which is my youngest brother. That's a snow cone, Brampton Gardner. What flavor snow cone is that? Maybe lemon? I don't know. Y'all gonna have to name that flavor for me. Produce Oh, blind guy. I like looking at Christmas lights and getting in the holidays. Like they have a boat show Christmas light here, something which is it's cute to go to. Go and you sit on the river and watch the boats come through with their music jamming and Christmas lights on. That's always nice to do, but then you come home and it's like you got a yard full of plants that you can't do nothing with. So yeah, yeah, Melissa, I caught it. I caught it pretty good, but it's a pecan. That's a good name for it. A pecan. I don't know. Do you add sugar? I guess somebody need to come up with a recipe for that. That's always a fun time with kids when it snows. What you can create, teaching them how to make ice cream or pea cream, pecans, polluted cones, or whew, I don't know. Now that you think about it as an adult, it's like that doesn't sound too exciting anymore. But just be careful where you get your snow from. But he got to the point where he was set a container up on the counter on the bench outside. So I think that made it better. But I don't know. My youngest brother, you can't. You just had to be careful with him because he was very. I don't know what you call him. Good morning, Rolling with Raquel. He was very adventurous on the wild side. So he is not the type that he would bring you something to eat and say, hey, taste this. And you say, oh, let me see what that is. You might want to think twice about taking something from my youngest brother and trying it. But snow angels, yeah, snow angels were fun. You know what we used to do? Good morning, Best Yet Journey. We lived close to a dump. So it snowed, we would go to that dump and it would be the entire neighborhood. Oh my God, memories. My first back injury was on the dump hill snow sledding. We would go to the top of the hill and sled down. Oh my God. That was some of the best times. But one year we would use trash can tops or whatever. Nobody bought a sled then. Like we found something at home. Hit that ditch. Yes, when you hit that bottom ditch, the hill would be so high you would come down so fast. You hit that ditch at the bottom and shoot up in the air right across the street. Amazing. But one year we turned around and hit a hay barrel coming down that hill. My back has not been the same since. And then getting older in the medical field. Oh, but yeah. Never tried making snow cream? You just eat the snow off the ground anyway. Oh yeah, you got your fair share of that polluted pea cream. What they call it, snow pea cones. Yeah, blind guy, you got your fair share of that. So, oh my goodness, yeah. Back in the days, oh, it was amazing. Like the entertainment we could come up with for ourselves. Good morning, my vivid life. We could come up with the best games, the best, and it didn't cost us anything. So now, we gotta find a way back to that and teach our kids that. Like people always say, what should I buy my kids for? What should I buy my kids for their birthday, or what should I give them as a gift? And I always say, good morning, Mama J. I always say, build them a little raised bed or have them a little section for a garden. And you can plant their favorite fruit or their favorite vegetable, even as a young kid, 1 or 2 years old, it's got to be an amazing learning cycle to see that, oh, I grew this, and then I can then that's all right, Melissa. We all learning. Um, you teach them young how to grow things, and they grow up with this in their head. And they may get out of it, but one day they'll say, you know what? My mom or my dad or my parents or my brother or sister, somebody taught me, grandma, how to grow this or how to grow that, and it was exciting. So let me go back to that. My husband been growing all his life. You know, his mom taught him. Good morning, coffee talking twerk. You don't eat the yellow snow. You have not lived if you have not eaten yellow snow. I think that's safe to say. But yeah, the PlayStation 5 games, and it's not like getting outside, riding bikes with your friends. I mean, if you just sit back and think about all the memories of growing up, I think my husband, he might have stayed in the house a lot because he wanted to watch TV, and he was a healthy child who did not care for the heat. So, anyway, in front of a fan, that's my dog is like that now. We will go outside the mail, and he would rather sit up under the fan. So he will come on the porch and lay right in front of the fan. But like childhood growing up was amazing. So rather be outside. Yeah, that's good when they rather be outside, because you don't see the kids outside anymore. Christmas morning, what did you would hear kids, the whole neighborhood riding bikes and riding scooters or driving their remote control cars or something outside. They didn't care how cold it was. You threw that coat on, you went outside. So Pierpont, and we built some little miniature greenhouses because we'll take them down soon as it get warm, because it'll get too warm here for them. But that's how we're gonna try to get through our winter. Good morning, Abby Stalker Mom. Yeah, when the street light came on, it was time to come inside. I mean, think about all the fun you used to have as a kid. Now the kids are like, everything is boring or too much work. So you definitely want to keep them in tune with growth, going out, doing things, being active, and teaching them how to grow. So that's always fun. Good morning, Miss B Finesse.
Hey, Soil sister, how are you feeling today?
All right, how you doing? Our walking soil sister.
Hey, I gotta hit the block and get this walk run on. I got questions.
That's okay. Come on, I'm here
Okay.
for y'all to talk to me. So let's
Okay.
talk.
So you said in the winter season, you said you have to transition and switch. So my question is, as far as all the plants you guys have, do
Mhm.
you have to cover them up, physically cover your plants when winter season hits? And how do
Um,
you care for them?
so most of our plants, majority of our plants, we just starting to get, especially the real tropical, other than like the dragon fruit. We put burlap sack over top of the dragon fruit last year, but it was extremely cold during the night and during the day. So that was bad for them. Well, we should have had these little pop-up greenhouse tents for them, but we just tried to put burlap over them to see if it would keep them warm, and it didn't work out too good. But
So you said you had to put a tent over each individual plant, or you over the whole thing?
so this year we are putting tents over certain plants, like our mango. We put up the PVC pipe, the PVC greenhouse. We'll just put plastic over it and buckle it down to the ground. We'll put the Christmas lights
Mhm.
in and keep it warm. But it's
Oh,
only
okay.
certain plants that we're doing. Um, you'll mulch the ground to keep your roots warm and safe. So that's pretty much all we doing to keep ours.
Okay, so you said you got to put mulch around it on the ground. So you cover it up with little tents, and it's
Hmm.
something to put the burlap on. So my question with the apple trees, is there anything special that you guys are going to have to do once you put them in the ground, or are they a-okay once you plant them? Because I
I
love
think,
apple trees. That reminds me of being up north.
yeah, I think our apple trees will be okay because they need a certain amount. Well, they say they need a certain amount of chill hours. So it doesn't, long as it doesn't get extremely cold, we won't worry about the apple trees too much because they are pretty nice size already. But you know, it doesn't take but a few seconds to pop up one of these little greenhouses if we needed it. But I think our apple trees will be fine because it normally doesn't get too cold for something like an apple tree, which they say need X amount of chill hours depending on which apple tree you have. So
Okay, all right. So you said they're gonna pick up. My next question is, as far as how do you keep the pests away from your trees that you already that you're putting in the ground? Is there anything that you use that's natural, or do you have to use other chemical things to kind of keep the pests away when you plant you guys' trees?
for the most part, we use our dogs for big pests. Um, the little pests we use neem oil, and I think sometimes my husband will use seven. But I know some people have issues with killing bugs or killing pests, so they'll relocate them. I have an issue with anything other than me or my husband eating our crops. So I do what it take to get rid. He do what it take to get rid of them. Even the butterfly, as beautiful as they are, and you want to shoo them away, but my husband out there sometimes shooing at butterflies, and they just fly over a couple feet from them. They lay those eggs. They will eat your entire plant in a day.
Really?
So we get
Wow,
rid
I
of
didn't know that.
butterflies. We get rid of um, caterpillars, anything. But neem oil usually work great for us. He'll go out there and spray and do what he got to do. But well, look, I can't afford to feed these pests, these animals.
Okay.
Like we have deer. A buck came in the yard the other day when my husband was in the yard. So we have deer come through here. Oh, so yeah, what protect your stuff at by all means. That's
Any cost, huh? So do you guys have any are you in an area where there's like stray animals? Like you said, I don't know if you said deer, I wasn't sure if you said that, or like maybe wildcats or anything else that would eat your plants and stuff. There's no other type of animals that kind of come through and mess with it in your area.
yeah, we do have I mean, we are in a residential neighborhood, so other animals can come around, but because our dogs are outside and they roam our property, so people and other animals are very careful with coming in our yard because they see these 200-pound dogs out there walking around, and when they see somebody walk past the house or get too close to our house, they start barking and doing what they have to do. So I think they scare a lot of um, other animals away and people, because people see fruit or they see you growing
Oh,
something, they'll come
yeah,
and
they'll come and just snatch it and hope you ain't looking around in the yard. You know how people
yeah,
are.
yeah. So the dogs, they do their job, that help us from having to be out there. And as soon as they see somebody, they'll start barking. But the good thing about the dogs, they don't intimidate the neighbors. They learn the neighbors. My dogs know our neighbors and they know our neighbor cars.
Oh, that's
So
good. That's good.
when they see a stranger pull up at the neighbor house, they looking like, wait a minute, who was that? That's not their car. And they will stand there, like my female, she will bark and bark and bark. But if it's them when they pull up, they just like, oh, okay. they back home, so but they are excellent at protecting home, and that's looking out for our plants too. So
Okay, good. That's good. Your animals are actually figuring out who's who. So with
yeah,
so with the apple tree, I'm really intrigued about this one. With your apple tree, how many years is it going to take for it to produce fruit?
hopefully next year we'll get apples. So let me tell you about that. People usually say they say, "Oh, don't let your trees fruit for 2 or 3 years." We are not so good at that. And sometimes you learn the hard way that maybe I should have waited another year, or maybe I shouldn't let it produce so much fruit. So, like, we have sugar apple trees, and it's a tropical fruit. It is a very tropical fruit, but it
It's
was
called
a
sugar
little,
apple.
yeah, it's called a sugar apple, and it's a little funny looking custard type of apple with a bunch of little notches on it. I had to show you.
Oh,
I'll have to
okay. Get to the picture.
yeah. So we had a little one. My husband was so excited about that sugar apple tree. He was out there hand pollinating that thing every day and getting all this fruit. And we knew that we shouldn't have let that tree fruit the first year, but he was loading that sucker up. He had about 20 something fruit on it. And it was doing good. They were growing. We were all excited. And all of a sudden one day it was starting, the leaves would start falling, and it was like,
Oh,
oh, the leaves falling off. So the tree was too weak to hold all of that fruit. So we would pick it off sometime or try to get some of the fruit off, but it was too late. So eventually all the leaves, the tree looked like a little poor Charlie Brown Christmas tree, or worse than Charlie Brown Christmas tree, right? So they say don't let your plants fruit for maybe the first 2 or 3 years. We let it do what it's gonna do, but we will cut back some and not be so greedy because we wanted all the fruit, which may not have been a good thing, but
so when you put your trees in the ground, do you have to put those like sticks to keep them like the base strong if it has fruit on it, or do they just naturally um build up on their own when you put the your new trees in the ground?
some of them, most of our new trees, when we put them in the ground, we put bamboo stick. Go and get bamboo. We have bamboo growing out here too. So we're just going, well, he'll go and cut some bamboo down, and we'll use that to help keep the trees standing straight up and strong until they grow up. So yeah, we do give them some support, just a little
Okay,
bit.
cool. I
So
think
I
that
don't
was
know, because you located in Florida, right?
yeah.
So I don't know how easy it'll be for, well, I guess depending on what part of Florida you in, but because we rode down to Jacksonville this weekend looking for apple trees. They didn't have not one apple tree, and then somebody said, "Hey, to find apple trees, you may want to go north because it's cooler."
Yeah,
Never
that's
thought
true.
of that. So, but it doesn't hurt for us to get in the car and ride to Orlando just for a couple hours and come back home. So we found great things like more pineapple, mulberry.
Yeah, that's the thing about Florida. I noticed like pretty much the only thing I have. Only thing I haven't seen is like a lot of apple trees, but that's what I do like when me and my husband go to the nurseries or we go,
Mhm.
anywhere around here that produces different trees and whatnot. There's a plethora of all kind of different fruits, so it's kind of exciting fruits and vegetables
Yeah,
um, to even start growing things around here because like you said, you just hit a couple big cities. Even if you don't have it in one city, you go to another city and yeah, you'll find a plethora of stuff around here. I
yeah, and
wonder.
come to think of it, I don't think I ever saw an apple tree. We've been to a lot of nurseries. Like, we've been to a lot of nurseries in Florida. I don't remember ever seeing one apple tree anywhere in Florida.
And I'm thinking now that I'm talking about it, because like I said, I love the nostalgia of being up north, the apple trees, pine trees, things of
Mhm.
that nature. We have a lot. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to recall if we even seen one. And I don't think so then. Because I felt like I seen one, but I don't think we did.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
but we
Also, too,
did.
what?
We come to West Palm and we go to a little nursery there called Jack and the Beanstalk, and they have a lot of
Yeah, I
different
heard of
trees,
that.
but it's mostly You ever been there?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Jack
about.
and the Beanstalk.
Hmm.
That's where we got our custard apples and all those different um tropical fruit from. So that's a good place to. I love that little place. I'm gonna add. Let's see if I know how to do this. Brampton Gardner, Rochelle to the stream. Good
Hey
morning,
guys.
sister.
Good morning. I gotta turn the volume down a little bit here. For some reason,
Hey,
this StreamYard's really loud. Okay.
Sherry, have you grown watermelon?
No, I don't grow anything normal until now. I will though.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's normal to you? Normal is such a specific word. What's normal to you?
So normal to me is anything I can go to the store and buy, like watermelon,
Oh,
um,
gotcha.
apples. Well, we grow grapes, but your everyday fruit is what's normal to me. We don't grow too many of the norm, but we are starting. Like we have strawberries, we have grapes. We don't grow the store cherries. We have all different kind of cherries like Suriname. Um,
So you're
but
talking about special. You're growing the specialty fruits, things that are kind of like specialty that you just won't pick
yeah,
up in a regular store.
yeah, you
Okay,
can't.
cool,
Most of them you
cool.
can't pick up in the store. Like you don't see jackfruit in the store. You don't see sugar apples and
I see jackfruit. I should take you. I gotta do a video through my Asian market that's like 2 kilometers. They have like whole jackfruits you can buy.
Yeah, that's
Mm,
that's about the only way you can find some of this stuff is through an Asian market, or unless
Yeah.
you down south, you go in a grocery store. But our Publix and they sell like jackfruit, dragon fruit, but up north, I don't think they sell it there. So
Oh, here in Canada, well, we have such a huge population of Asian and Caribbean people. And the grocery store just up the street, like I was saying the other day on my chat. Sorry, I got to drink more coffee. My throat's a little. I haven't been talking yet this morning. Yeah, I can go in. I can buy jackfruit. I can buy sugar apple, custard apple. I can buy ginnip, which is in season apparently. I can buy mangosteens. I can buy dragon fruit. I can buy anything that you can imagine. It's there and it's cheap.
that's good. We
wow,
went to
that's
I'm
neat.
very, very lucky living. Well, that's what happens when you live in a metropolitan area that's like 10 million people, right? So
yeah,
Interesting. That's cool. That's real
we get
cool.
yeah.
pretty much everything here. Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
we went to what is it, Homestead, Florida, a few weeks ago. Good morning, micro farmer. The We went to Robert's here, the famous fruit stand before you get to the Florida Keys. So we
Yeah.
decided to go to Robert's here, and they had sugar apple, which we had never tasted sugar apple, but we hear so much about them. It was like, okay, let's get this sugar apple and see. But the guy gave us one, and it was mushy and soft, and I'm like, so when I tasted, I was like, no, not for me. But I think we had one that was overripe, so I'm like, we
So
don't have to try
with
that
the sugar apple, what type of taste is it to you? Can you akin it to anything? Is it super
again.
super sweet? Like what kind of taste is it? Like a regular apple, like Fiji or maybe Granny
No,
Smith?
it's soft.
No,
It's soft.
yeah, it's
Oh,
soft.
it's
It's like
soft.
a custard. Yeah, and the
It's also
sad part
called a
about
Oh,
custard apple. It's kind of
yeah
like a banana, like
type of
oh,
consistency. Yeah,
interesting.
it's the
Okay.
consistency can kind of remind you of a banana, but the taste. The crazy part about like most of the fruit we grow, I cannot compare it to anything
Yeah,
other
you
than
said that last time.
it's hard to
the
describe.
passion
Yeah.
fruit. The passion fruit, I can say. Sometimes I say, is that a grapefruit taste, or so it's hard to explain the taste of a lot of
Gotcha.
tropical fruit.
Yeah, I got you. So
And at
with
different
the
stages, it tastes different ways. So that is weird, but it's
so
good.
with the sweet apple, what do you do? Is that like a thing you make with pies, or is there a certain way you would cook it if you would fix it? Like, is there a certain way to prepare it?
Yeah, you do just what Rochelle doing. You just eat it.
You just eat it.
You eat it and you put
Okay.
out the seeds. You germinate the seeds and you grow some more.
I heard that. Just
Yeah,
consume it.
you just eat it. Like you are in Florida. You are down there with all the good fruit.
I
You
know. I love it.
you just gotta look for it. But now, sometimes it take you to connect with certain people to say, "Oh yeah." When you see something, you'll be like, "Oh, I heard that name before. Let me try that." So
Hmm. And
when
you
I
you
go in
hit
the
me up
store,
on
I
a lot of good spots. So there's some of
yeah,
the spots you said I heard of, but I haven't been there. So we're gonna make a list and head there. Me and my husband.
yeah. Like we come down for lychee season. Oh, my husband is coming to Florida for lychee season. We come down for mango season, like sugar apple season. We just get in the car and take a ride for a day. Get him about 10 pounds of lychee. He is in hog heaven, eating up and down the road. So, you know, everything come in season back to back. You just got to catch it. Like mango season in Florida is amazing. And it's hundreds of different types of mango. They
Yeah,
all
it
taste
is.
different.
Yeah, that's true. That's
So,
true.
it's just how you get it. And but it's amazing. And the ride and see mangoes hanging in people's yards or even over the street.
Yep.
Give me
Yeah,
those
yeah,
Oh
mangoes.
yeah.
yeah.
I
We
lived
grow stuff in the yard everywhere. That's true.
I lived in South Florida for about 3 years, and oh yeah, someone would just like pull over on the side of the road, pop open their trunk, and there's like boxes and boxes of mangoes in there. You just buy it off the side of the street. Or on the way to work,
Yep.
you're like,
Yeah,
oh, I could go for a mango. Yeah.
Yeah. We like
that's
So
true.
to
good.
know we like going to nurseries because they'll tell you the difference in the mango, what kind of mango this is. Like if it's a Kent, a Cary, Excalibur. So we like buying our mangoes like that. That way we'll know what kind of mango tree to buy. Versus going to the store here, the mangoes are like because they pick them so early.
That's
So
true.
once they get
That's
here,
true.
they don't taste like anything. But I'm like, let's just take a ride, buy some mangoes. Of course, buy a couple trees. I don't know if you um saw the video, but
Yeah,
that's
I
how
seen
our car look
it.
every time we come home, loaded.
And you sent me the picture of the of your car, of Bobby in the car with all the the trees covering the window and stuff.
Yep, can't see. We cannot see each other. Like our drinks are covered up. Long as we can fit it in the car, we get it in the car, and we pile stuff. And I asked him Saturday. I said, "We got enough space for the apple trees?" He said, "Yeah, I think so." And it was so funny because we went in Home Depot to buy apple trees. When we were coming out, this lady was sitting in her car, and I opened the door to put the seat down, and she said, "Let me come over there and touch those plants." And I'm like, "Okay." And she said, "Oh my God, I was sitting in my car. When I pulled up, I saw these plants in your car." And I'm like, "What is that?" And she sat there and waited for us. We stood there and had like a 30-minute conversation. But I'm like, it's amazing, the amount of people you can meet in the gardening community and people you run into in the stores, but always friendly and got great stories. So
Yeah, especially in Florida, there's so many retirees and people that just have that time to sit around and do that they're super friendly in the store. Like I know when we go to the nurseries or we go to like the Home Depot or any place that has that, anybody that sees you going, towards that place, they just start asking you questions about gardening and stuff. So that is
yeah,
true here in Florida. They
yeah,
love it.
especially people that come from up north because up north they don't have as much space. Most of the time they don't have as much space to grow versus us. I'm like, we got 90 something. We probably got 100 plants now thanks to the weekend, but I'm like, and we got more space, so we're not done yet. We're just getting started.
Yeah, and I can say, as far as up north, the only thing that people really grow are the big, big like farms or places that like they grow Granny Smith apples up where I'm from. They grow what else is that? Grapes. There's the hugest grape farm for Welch's is up where I'm from. So
Mm,
it's normally big like plantations full of foliage to grow. It's not really a lot of people that growing in the yard. So yeah, so when you come down south and you see people got all these trees and stuff in the yard, it's just so awesome to see because it's like, hey, you're used to big masses of land with a whole bunch of trees in it, and those are the only people that are growing things. So yeah, it is exciting.
yeah, yeah, I love it. We love just getting in the car and riding this. Like, like a little mini vacation.
I used to, but my daughter still gets car sick, so that just takes the fun out of any car rides right there.
Yeah. Good morning, Wale. Wale.
Yeah.
Good morning, LJJ.
I'm back. Yeah, I had to turn my mic off. The kid came in. She just got up. It's a late morning for her holiday here. So.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving there, huh? In Canada?
Yeah, Thanksgiving. Nothing to do today. Husband went fishing with his buddy, and so I'm just sitting here doing nothing. And the kid just woke up now, trying to decide what she wants to do today. She wants to go to the mall, but I don't know if anything's even open today. So I don't know.
So what do y'all do? Do you do anything special like for Thanksgiving being as well? I know it's normal time of the year for y'all, but is it like a normal Thanksgiving for us?
Yeah, pretty much.
You
And
just
I actually, because it was weird for me when I came here first. I'm like, in October, it's so early, but it's actually a better time to have Thanksgiving because it's actually when there's harvest going on. Like this is the
Yes,
time
that
for
makes so much
harvesting
sense.
kids. And it's far enough away from Christmas, right? Like the U.S. Thanksgiving, you have the big dinner, you see the whole family, and then you do it all again less than a month later. It's so close. This
In
breaks
2
it up more.
weeks? You do it again in like 2 weeks, which is crazy.
I know, yeah. And then now this means, yeah, and now this means that I can set up my Christmas tree like mid-November. Like I don't, there's no rules.
Yeah.
As soon as Halloween's done, we can set up our Christmas tree.
We don't do much for the holidays, of course, adults. So when we don't have small kids, but my bonus daughter, we try to spoil her a little bit because she's such a great young woman now. She'll be 18 this year. I don't know how her daddy feel about that, but growing kids. So, but other than that, we don't do much. I just cook something that he loved, like pasta, and we pretty much sit around, watch TV, and I'm sure this year we'll YouTube a lot because now we are content creators. So it's always, oh, let's just find something to do. So maybe ride down south to a botanical garden or something. So it's not too much special.
Yeah.
Good morning, Squat. Glad you could join us.
Yeah, normally we get together like with my husband's family, his aunt, uncle, and his cousin and her kids and whatever. But just because of what's going on right now, it's like, yeah, not this year. So
yeah, rather be safe.
Hopefully next year. Next year will be epic. So yesterday, yeah, it was just the three of us. My husband made a prime rib. I made the sides. Sydney chose her favorite cheesy potatoes, otherwise known as scallop potatoes, but she calls them the yummy cheesy potatoes. And I made snappy carrots because that's my husband's aunt's famous dish. So I'm like, well, we can't have Thanksgiving. Even if they're not here, we still have to have the snappy carrots. And then my mom's famous broccoli puff casserole. So it was absolutely delicious. It was only the three of us, but.
Yeah.
Brampton, quick question.
Yeah.
Is your or are your relatives and people from Canada, or is it your husband's side? Or
my husband. Yeah, I'm from the States.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
Right. Yeah, I knew that. Oh, that's pretty cool. And he grew up and he was raised in Canada?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Okay.
That's great to be
able
to.
Yeah, I don't have any family here. But yeah, so it was a nice, quiet, but delicious Thanksgiving.
Yeah. All the good memories, one little meal can bring tons of great memories. So, and it's not something you do all the time. So you look forward to it when the time comes. But then it's exhausting, but it's great to be able to have that moment to cook big that day or for a couple days. But me, I don't care for leftovers. After 2 days, I'm like, I need something different. But I'm excited to eat it when it's freshly cooked.
Hi, Hudson.
Wrong with Hudson.
Good morning, Hudson.
Yeah, we know you, Sherry. You said you want to eat a new meal every day. I remember we had our conversation about our men, and they'll eat the same food every day, and we like to make different stuff.
Yeah.
That's why you don't want to go.
Like I'll cook chicken or something. What'd you say, Brampton?
Oh, my husband every morning eggs. Oh,
Yeah, I cook 6 eggs at a time.
He's gone today. He left early to go fishing, and I'm like, I'm having
No
cereal. Cereal's a treat because then I don't have to cook. I normally cook a full breakfast every morning. So
I cook a full breakfast. If my husband is home, I cook a full breakfast, but I don't eat eggs at all. But
I do. I eat them because I'm making them. I'm eating them. And then the problem is we work together, right? And so if I make him a full breakfast and I don't eat it, then I'm hungry at like 10.
Yeah.
And the boss don't break for lunch until later.
I can fast some mornings. So like this morning I got up and I cooked his 6 eggs, pancakes, and sausage. And I haven't eaten anything, but I'm not hungry. And before I know it, it'll be maybe 12 or 1 o'clock and I'll be saying, oh, I need to eat. So,
yeah.
But
yeah, that's kind of like an intermittent fasting state. I do that too. Like some mornings, if I don't have my protein shake, I don't really have a urge to eat like a big meal.
Yeah.
Or if I cook my husband something before he goes to work. But yeah, I'm the same way. Like I don't really want my meal until 12 o'clock or after, just because I'd rather have like a protein shake or just kind of do that mid-morning fast until I know I feel hungry. And then when I feel hungry, I eat instead of just wanting to eat.
Yeah. I used to be like that too, and so was my sister. And when she was pregnant, and the doctor told her that's like a hormone thing for a lot of women. It can be your hormones. It's like you don't feel like eating in the mornings right when you get up until like later in the day. So it was a problem for my sister because she had gestational diabetes. So she had to eat something in the morning, and she's like, I feel nauseated just wanting to eat. And the doctor's like, you have to eat something because you have to.
And then even with that, it might be just particularly because like when you're pregnant, like it's different things that you just don't like that you did. So it was just probably a matter of her figuring out now what her body would accept to eat.
She had never liked to eat before 10 or 11.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And I was kind of like that too. Like I wouldn't eat until like 10 or 11, right? So, and then I got married, and my husband likes to get up at 6 o'clock every morning, and he wakes up starving, and I'm like gagging, looking at the eggs at first, but I eventually got into the habit. So we do kind of do a bit of the intermittent fasting, but for us it's in the evenings. So most days we attempt to have just kind of like our big meal is around like 2 or 3 depending on work, and then we don't eat again until so then 6, 7 o'clock in the morning comes around. I am hungry because I haven't eaten since like 2 the day before.
Yeah, that I can eat at like 4 or 5 and I'm good. I can eat at 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. Oh, Melissa, you might hit the live button so you can catch up on the chat, so you can catch up with the stream. Melissa talking about watermelon. Watermelon is good. But
we talked about watermelon about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. About 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, and then I won't eat again until noon the next day. Yeah. So I can fast a long time. I just drank fluids, but it worked. It worked great for me. But my husband, he gotta eat.
The men have to eat.
Incredible Hulk if he don't eat. So
yeah, they have to eat because their metabolism. Hey, quick question, Rochelle. Do you guys have daylight saving in Canada?
Yep.
Daylight savings time? Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, we do all that nonsense.
All that nonsense. Yeah.
No, I don't mind it. Like I'm sad that it's getting dark so early in the morning. It's hard to get up. So I know it's going to make the evenings shorter, but it is easier in the morning to get up when the lights go. I don't understand how 1 hour difference on one day twice a year can make so much
difference with the light.
Exactly.
No, it just makes such a hassle. Like people talk about it for weeks before, weeks after,
right.
And they say it increased. Like accidents are increased. Accidents, like all these kind of things are increased because of this one stupid hour. How is that any different than like on a Saturday night instead of going to bed at 10, you stay up an extra hour to finish the movie you're watching? How is it any different than that?
Look, Sherry, I done triggered something. I shouldn't have said that.
Sorry, I don't understand it. It's like this mystery to me. Thank you. Yes.
Rochelle, to be honest, no, I don't get it either. I don't even see the purpose or premise of it. I never really understood it. I know why they do it, but yeah, I'm the same way with you. It's annoying sometimes.
And then everyone's like, oh, you got to change all your clocks. The clocks all change themselves. Like, we don't have to do what? I don't know. Like, I have to change my microwave and the stove. That's it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. There are way bigger issues out there.
Now we know how to get Rochelle fired up, Nikki.
Right. Everyday life. She's saying Brett was fired up. Yeah, we got her. We got her fired this morning.
Thanks for stopping by, Growing with Hudson.
I should do a new Rochelle rants segment every Monday morning.
But hey, sometimes you need that. You need that blooper moment or rant moment just to get it out. And
I can rant about pretty much anything at any given time. It was funny.
Oh, I know that, Rochelle, because you did on my show, and I sure loved you coming. It was fun.
I was really glad I didn't come up on the screen on the other conversation. Then I was like, no,
Rochelle,
my face.
No, you come up whenever. You come up whenever because I appreciate you. I appreciated your perspective because everybody wasn't understanding why you were disagreeing with stuff. And then when you started explaining stuff in the chat, they're like, oh, now we get it on that last one because you were in the chat talking about stuff. And it made sense to me. So that's why I like people to come up so you guys can say it and everybody can hear it instead of just that ninja going back and forth in the chat. So I appreciated it.
Bessie had
I just my face, I can't do I don't have an indoor face. So when someone was saying something I don't agree with, it's like, I can't in the chat, I just don't say anything. So it's sometimes on a controversial subject, it's safer for me to be in the chat than on the screen.
Bessie and Journey is asking, Rochelle, did you cut your hair?
Oh, no, it's just up in a clippy. It's just up.
She said her cell is small. Did you cut your hair? So I think it just looked like it on her phone.
No, it's just up in a clippy because I haven't brushed it yet this morning. So I figured. I just washed my face and my hair was still up in the clippy from washing my face when she hit the button. So I thought, I'll come in. It's not my channel. I don't care what I look like.
Well, we care what you look like, but you don't look bad. So, and it's a holiday for you.
It's a holiday, yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to relax and then drink your coffee and have an easy day in the garden. Sit out there and watch your beautiful flowers. I'm like, her yard is in full blown growth. Like,
I know everything is still going strong, and we aren't looking to see a frost for another, I think, couple weeks now. So it's
wow.
Aw, thanks.
That's a question I have too. Up there, you guys get full winter, right? With snow in the area you're in, it's a snow season, like a winter season. How many months is your winter?
Oh, way too long. It really depends. Like if we have a mild winter, sometimes we won't have snow until close to Christmas or even after Christmas. But we are cold, and we'll get snow through April.
Okay, yeah, so typically up north.
So January, February, March are definitely our coldest months. And we can have 2-3 feet of snow on the ground. We can go down to minus 20, minus 30. But for us, it doesn't stay. Like if we hit minus 20, it's for maybe a week and a half. And then, a lot of times the snow will come up, the snow will melt, and then we'll get another batch. It's not like, where my cousins, when I lived in Alaska, when the snow comes in into August and it doesn't leave until May.
What do you do to protect your yard is beautiful. Your garden is
I do nothing.
Amazing. You do nothing? And
I do nothing.
It'll wake up and bounce back when it warms up again.
Well, like if they're perennials, they just come back, and then the rest are all annuals that I started all from seed. So the only plants I bought this year were some of the shade plants that I had in the front. So I bought like 2 begonias, a couple impatiens, like probably less than 12 plants that I actually bought to go in the planter. So everything, like I grew over 200 petunias from seed.
Yeah, you have amazing yard. Bessie at Journey. So I do go live on Monday mornings at 9, and I go live. Just me on Monday mornings at 9 a.m. and we go live again on Friday evenings at 7 p.m. My husband and I, he usually take us to school and teach us something. I usually get on for chit chat. Us women, we love to talk and just to get on Monday mornings to see how everybody weekend went, what you did exciting over the weekend, and so. Oh, you can yell at me. I don't mind.
I'll just talk like this back to you.
She said, sorry about the all caps. I'm not yelling. It's okay. You can yell.
It's like talking to my grandma and her hearing aid.
You know what I do though? When I write all caps, like I don't do it to yell. When I write in all caps, like it's to enunciate. That's like the educator in me. So I hope people don't think I'm yelling a lot because I like to enunciate certain words or emphasize them. So I'll capitalize them. I really didn't even know, like, people are like, that means yelling. I'm like,
I
well,
didn't know that's what that meant. But I don't get too offended.
exactly.
I mean, when I first saw it, somebody say turn the all caps off. I thought it was just somebody trying to let their comment be seen, because sometimes your comment get lost in all the other comments. So
true.
Why not all caps it so they can maybe recognize it better or something? And then somebody said something about all caps and don't be yelling, and I was like, well,
it's not that serious.
Well, I know in some people's lives they say to type, if you have a question, type it in all caps so they can see it. I think Lady Cheryl does that, and was it T-Nog, or I don't know. Some of them they'll request, like, if you want to just chat amongst yourselves, chat regular. If it's a question for the presenter, then do it in all caps so they can see it.
Good morning. What is she up to now?
Sometimes mine just goes on all caps and I can't get it to turn off. So I'm like, it is.
Yeah.
Mine's like that too.
Yelling at you, then that's your problem.
Yeah, Lady Cheryl is so professional, Nikki. I love her. I love listening to her videos.
She knows what she's doing.
Upload a video and she's singing in the beginning. I love that. Sometimes I'm like, let me go back and replay just the part of her singing. But she's so professional. I'm like, goodness.
I always have to be on my best behavior in her chat.
Yeah. Good morning, Rambo.
Okay, well, Sherry, I'm gonna go back and moderate in the chat. I just wanted to come up here and ask you some questions and show you some love.
Can you drop me some links like Brampton Gardner, Best Yet Journey, OCD-ish Chick? They all have amazing channels. If you see them pop up in the chat, you can just I think My Vivid Life is here.
My Vivid, and I think Blind Guy is here too. So yeah, make sure you guys are putting in there.
Drop channels, I don't mind.
Okay, cool. I'm about to run in the shower real quick, so I'm gonna come back and then I'll
okay, no problem.
Okay, cool. All right, see you, Brampton.
Here we are in the winter, the hill.
Man, I love snow.
That is what's nice about the hill in the backyard. This is my neighbor's side because he just has grass. So we just go out and we just go. He tells us, I don't care. So we go sledding down the hill on his side. But yeah, we get.
I love that. Oh yeah, Lioncrest Outdoors is still here, so my moderators can drop his link. Lioncrest Outdoor, amazing Professor Q. Me and my husband talk about all the time. My husband learning all of y'all. Like when you put out a video, I say, "Oh, this is Brampton Gardner." He say, "Oh, okay." And then I'll say Farmer Q, and he say, "Who is Farmer Q? You mean Professor Q?" Yeah, that's right.
The professor.
The professor. I'm like, yeah.
Okay, if he's the professor, then who's Gilligan?
Yeah, who is Gilligan? I guess Broke Farmer, right?
Oh.
But I don't know if it's Broke Farmer or Tiffany. Who would be Gilligan?
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, I'm like everybody. Best Yet, I'm like, oh, they play this game, and I'm always trying to guess the song or guess the sound. And the other day I'm in here yelling, Lynn Farmer, and I was like, I know my husband was like, what the hell is she doing? Oh, I was playing the game with Best Yet, and I think it was Nikki, but I'm like,
hey, Rambo, look at his bro. You get to tell him, Nikki, since you guys are so tight. You get to bring the news to him.
Broke Farmer is so funny. I love that dude. Like to sit and watch those two guys collab. That is like,
oh, it's funny, yeah.
It's so funny. But then you got the serious side of Professor Q. Like, yeah, okay, but always good watching them. Fruits and seeds too. Oh, Rambo Green Hands. So, I don't know. I don't know what we got planned for the day. We got apple trees in the ground. We have a new Maya lemon in the ground. I started some. I bought lavender because my friend, when before she passed, we would sit on the porch. She would pull all of the lavender out of the pots, and the pot is full of everything. But the only thing she would play with was the lavender. So I just said, well, it's calming, and she loved it evidently. So I just let her play with it. Now my lavender won't grow back. So yesterday I planted some lavender so we can get some lavender back.
Yeah, lavender is pretty amazing. It can grow pretty much anywhere. It can take the cold. It can take the drought. I'm allergic to lavender, unfortunately, but so I don't grow it here. But yeah, I just want to mention to Melissa. She's mentioned the broccoli puff. Okay, I don't know how far back in the chat you are, Melissa, but you need to fast forward.
Yeah, Melissa, you have to.
You gotta type it in.
I usually can hit live and it'll fast forward to catch me up in the chat. So I have to do that multiple times in people chats because before you know it, you behind in the chat and you talking about something that we talked about like 30 minutes ago. So hit that fast forward or scroll through so you can catch up. I was going
to give her the recipe for the broccoli puff, but she's so far behind she won't hear it until later. Yeah, so I'll wait until see if she catches up. So if you can hear me now, Melissa, if you've caught up to the end of the stream, let me know and I will give you the recipe because it is the easiest, fastest, best casserole you will ever have. I absolutely love it. And it was my mom's favorite one. And yesterday as I was making it, I was like, I should do a video, but it's like the kitchen was a mess because I was doing everything else at the same time. I'm like, I am not getting the camera out for this.
Yeah. So Melissa Jameson is my sister-in-law.
Oh, okay.
She is married to my middle brother, but they have an amazing garden. She sent me pictures Saturday, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so jealous." And she was like, "All that fruit you got?" I mean, yeah, we working on our vegetables. So, but yeah, so we
always want what other people have.
They will grow all these vegetables and like they grew squash over the summer, and she said your brother was growing squash and he doesn't even like squash. So she learned how to make a squash pie. Ooh. Which my mom said it reminded her of a lemon meringue pie. But she made so every week I talk to her every day, but every week she was saying, "Oh, I gotta bake these 8 pies, or I gotta bake these 9 pies," and I'm like, Jesus Christ, but a lot of squash, a lot of casserole. So she like trying to learn to grow different things. So yeah, Miss B, she is my real sister.
Oh, that's cool.
Good morning, Miss Patrice.
My neighbor across the street that I gave a bunch of tomato and pepper plants to in the spring, he also grew some squash. And so he brought me over this green squash to try. So I haven't tried it yet, but I set it with my fall display in my living room.
Yeah.
It's with my decor. Like, oh, it looks really good here next to the flowers. So
like I'm so funny about I don't eat a lot of things. I love potatoes. So Nikki made a video. No, not Nikki. That was Kiki made a video the other day with butternut squash.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. And it looked like slices of ham or something.
I couldn't get over all the slices. That's what I said. I was like, that's a lot of slicing.
I could not fool my husband with that. But it made me say, maybe I need to grow up a little bit and try it again. Because I keep saying, I love the way it smells, but
yeah,
I don't
remember
like sweet potatoes. The way it tastes.
So. Cook it like you would sweet potatoes.
And I don't like sweet potatoes. So I don't know. But I'm going to try
maybe not.
Because I think it's just, yeah, there she go.
Okay, Melissa. Okay, so my mom's famous broccoli puff casserole. All right, you get a big bowl. 1 cup of mayo. 1/4 cup of milk. 1 egg. And a splash of soy sauce. Mix it up. And then you dump in a normal size package of frozen broccoli. If you buy like the double big bag of the big one at like Walmart or whatever, Then you got to double the rest of the recipe. Dump the frozen broccoli in. Do not use fresh. It tastes gross. And a half a cup of cheese. And you mix it all up and you bake it for like 45 minutes or until it sets. And
All right, Melissa,
oh my God.
You got your pen and paper, because she is giving you a recipe. Is it a certain kind of cheese, Rochelle?
Just cheddar. Whatever you
Just
have
cheddar.
on hand. I usually just use the regular cheddar.
You have a good day, Bessie at Journey. Thanks for stopping by.
I'm just typing it in the chat.
Okay, that way anybody can have the recipe. I love broccoli. Broccoli is probably my favorite vegetable, so I can eat broccoli every day. Well, my husband, I think, get sick of it.
There we go.
All right, there you go, Melissa.
I'm telling you, I mean, my daughter hates it because she hates any cooked vegetable, but anyone else absolutely that tries it absolutely loves it. Anytime I bring it to like a potluck or something, people just
wait a minute.
But don't use fresh broccoli. For some reason
fresh.
the texture's weird. I don't know. You got to use the frozen broccoli. It's I don't know why.
Fried broccoli, Nikki.
Fried broccoli?
Nikki, you may have to come and explain that fried broccoli. You know I'm in the South where we love everything fried. But you may have to come and explain that fried broccoli to us.
Oh, like, you know what? Like broccoli, like tempura. I've had tempura broccoli.
What's that? I need broccoli recipes because
broccoli. It's like the tempura. It's like the Japanese fried. Like they put it in like a really thin light batter, and then they deep fry it. So you can get tempura. You can get fish, shrimp, and then normally it will come and they'll do veggies. They do mushrooms, broccoli, cauliflower, and sweet potato is my favorite tempura. Sweet potato tempura, and then you dip it in ponzu sauce or a tempura dipping sauce.
So do you?
Oh, she said just do it like chicken, yeah.
So do you? Is it from frozen, fresh, or do you?
I think that would have to be fresh, yeah. Fried. I've done tempura broccoli, but I've never done it like with a regular batter. I don't see why not. Just like you would your onion rings, right?
That's interesting. I may have to try that.
Sounds good. How can we take something healthy? Let's fry it.
And fry it. Fresh is better when it's fresh.
I love it. I love it roasted in the oven. I love broccoli roasted in the oven. Just sprinkle olive oil, salt, and pepper, throw it in the oven, roast it. Broccoli, cauliflower, just a mix of veggies.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing lately for my husband. Lunch, I'll roast some chicken strips and I'll put the some broccoli in the air fryer and let it cook for a few minutes.
Yeah. I like it in the air fryer, yeah.
Sweet potato tempura.
I did this roasted veggie bake the other day. Oh my God, it was so good. So I did potatoes. You could do sweet potatoes too. I just did what I had on hand. So I did potatoes and cabbage and onions and carrots. And I just kind of tossed it with some olive oil and seasonings, put it in, baked it until everything started to get soft. And then I threw on some big the kielbasa or farmer sausage that I got at Costco. That's really good. Mm-hmm. And I laid that on top and I threw on some grapes and then I continued it for another 20 minutes or so until everything heated up. And then the recipe I was following had a vinaigrette that you poured on top, which was like olive oil, grainy mustard, fresh garlic, red wine vinegar, salt and pepper. You just shook it up and you just poured it on top of everything at the end. Mm. Oh my God. Roasted cabbage like that. Oh, so good.
I cook. I fry our cabbage. Sometimes I'll put the whole head in the oven, but fried cabbage, veggies boiled in water. Yeah, definitely steamed. Or I'm gonna have to try this fried broccoli though.
Yeah,
we fry everything in the South.
I don't steam. Well, the only time I kind of steam stuff is when I use the Instant Pot. Like I love my Instant Pot for potatoes and beets. I take whole beets and I just wash them up a bit, put them in the Instant Pot, add a cup of water, put the lid on, let it go for like 45 minutes, come back like an hour or two later after it's done its thing, and the skins just peel right off and they're perfectly cooked. And then I can just chop them up and throw them in the freezer and have them whenever. Because that's the thing with beets is I'll have the bag sitting there and it's like, oh, we should have beets with dinner. But it's like, well, everything else is going to take me 20 minutes to make.
Yeah.
We don't have time for the beets. So I find if I just do in a big batch, because like I can go buy like a 10 pound bag of beets for $5, right? So
yeah,
I'll just cook it all up at once. So
that makes sense.
Oh, collards! I love sausage in my collards. I like bacon in my collards.
Yeah, I love bacon and everything. I tried when I was trying to do keto. Keto made me sick. I was like, oh, bacon is a snack. Oh, bacon is everything with keto. I'm like, Jesus Christ, they say fried bacon and butter? What in the world? But
you can put bacon in your coffee, you're good to go.
You know, my friend, she didn't eat meat because she grew up on her island where she just ate from the land. Whatever they grew, they would go fishing and shrimping, crabs. So we brought her inland to keep her so she would be safe, because she got to the point where she would fall sometime and then she wouldn't tell anybody she fell. So when they would go out there, she may have fallen and broken her arm or hit her head or something, and never complained, but she would not eat meat until her Alzheimer's set in, and she got to the point where she loved hamburgers, she loved bacon. I took her to the Waffle House one day, and one of our other friends gave her a piece of bacon. Oh my gosh, that was like the best thing ever. She loved bacon, sodas, French fries, all the stuff she would not eat. So when her grandson came to visit, and he said, I cannot believe Moose is eating and drinking sodas. Like, she eat hamburger and meat. And I'm like, yeah, love
she was
it.
corrupted.
I mean, and I told him, I said, you know, I understand she didn't at one time, but right now she has Alzheimer's. So why fight her on something that she loves or she enjoys? So I'm like, at 100 plus, you let her enjoy her life.
Wow.
Eat what she want when she want to. I'm like, yeah, lost her Waffle House mind. We would be, oh my God.
Oh man, the Waffle House. I would go and I would get hash browns scattered all the way. That was my
that greasy food. I say it's good. It's good when you drinking, because that grease will coat your stomach. I say that's a good drinking meal, Waffle House, because everything is greasy in there. From the door, from the parking lot to the booth and back to the car, everything is greasy.
Oh no, yeah.
But so good. Rainbow green hands. I don't eat bacon anymore. Yeah. You can miss bacon. So look at that beautiful butterfly. I was just talking about. Get rid of them.
This is Kevin.
Kevin?
Yeah. Kevin,
Oh,
my daughter name. My daughter name.
So
we it was on the parsley right by the back door, right by the sliding door. So every time you go in or out, you'd see him sitting there munching away. Mm-hmm. And then he finally hatched into a beautiful butterfly. So my daughter named him Kevin.
Oh.
So.
So how long so are you keeping the butterfly as a pet? Do we just hang around?
No. It just flutters around. It's gone. But
it's gone. Oh, okay.
It's gone. It did its thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see a butterfly that looks like him in the yard now and then. So I don't know if it's him or whatever, but we've had so many butterflies this year, and hummingbirds and bees, and it's been crazy out back. Like, there's just constantly pollinators out there to see. So it's been really nice.
Yeah, we haven't seen many hummingbirds. Last year, the hummingbirds were living right at our front porch, because we sat there all the time. So I put 2 feeders out there so my friend could see them, because at 107, her vision wasn't too good, but certain things she could see. So we would keep the the plant are close to her. The hummingbird feet are close to her. But this year we haven't seen any, so I don't know if they were just here a lot to visit her or what. But
I
I'm like,
noticed the hummingbirds in my canna lilies.
what was that?
The hummingbirds, they were in my canna lilies.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what they were really attracted to this summer.
For a month, she stole my thunder. Said most butterflies live for a month maximum.
Kevin's
Wow.
dead.
And they are so tiny and amazing. Like their wings flap so fast, and to be so small, but pretty amazing little creatures. Much like my chickens, pretty amazing. People keep saying, "Oh, I don't know if I should get chickens. I hear it's a lot of work." I'm like, that is like the easiest animal, the easiest pet ever, because we don't bother them. We go every day just to collect eggs, but they don't want to be bothered. So Kevin is dead. Oh, poor Kevin.
He had a good life. He had a good run.
That's right. That's all that matters. So, are you gonna go to the mall today?
I hope not.
You hope not. Like,
I don't know. We'll see.
Long.
I would rather see if maybe her friends want to go to the park or something. Maybe something outside. It's so not like I gotta see what the weather is going to be like. It's crazy warm here.
Yeah.
Yes, this is unprecedented weather right now. We are currently 68 and we're going up to, is that our high today? I don't know. Yeah, we have a high of 75.
Oh, wow. We wake up to 75, so we'll get in about 80s. So it's probably about 75 now. Maybe a little warmer, 75, between 75 and 78 now, probably. And we'll get in the mid to high 80s. So every week is like, when is it going to get cold, or when is the temperature going to drop? And then it's just warm, warm, warm. It rains, it get hotter. So I love when it rains because I don't have to go out there to water a million plants. But I like when the sun come out too, because then I can walk without an umbrella and visit. So we try to save all our passion fruit out there with umbrellas when it's raining. So it's more pleasant when the sun is out, but then it's hot. It's I don't know what.
Yeah.
So our community is crazy.
We'll be in the 70s all week, and then by next weekend we'll drop down to 60, and then starting next Monday we'll be in the 50s from then on. So.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, no, I mean, normally right now we should probably, seasonally, it's usually around the 50s, 60s, you know, it's definitely jacket, sweater weather. We've had snow in October. My first frost date is technically October 15th, so.
Oh yeah, so you're doing good.
So yeah, it's unseasonably warm right now, so we are all just like, okay,
yeah,
we'll take it.
Yeah,
but it seems to be like this the last several years. We've been able to have like Thanksgiving outside. We've had several Thanksgiving dinners outdoors, because it's, you know, beginning of October. But I remember when my daughter was younger, we had snow a lot of times on Thanksgiving. So
yeah.
It's shifting though. We seem to be having later springs, later fall, and then later spring. So we get a slower start in the spring, but we seem to be getting these nice warmer falls. So
yeah, which is nice, but it make you wonder what's to come. Good morning, Love Notes. Glad to see you here this morning.
Love Notes.
Love Notes.
Well, I've had a wonderful time, but my coffee's done. So
time to go refill.
Time to go get a refill and see if I can't get the kid geared up to actually do something today. Maybe go for a bike ride. She never wants to go for a bike ride. I'm always the one that wants to take the bikes. Maybe go down to Lake Ontario, take the bikes. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds fun. That's funner than the mall.
Sounds fun to me. I know.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining
anyways,
me.
Thank you so much for having me this morning. And
anytime.
Happy Thanksgiving to all of my Canadian friends out there. And happy Monday to the rest of y'all.
Thank you. Happy holiday. Love notes, you've been hiding from us. We haven't seen you all weekend. All right. I think I got. Okay. So what are y'all plans for the rest of the day? Yeah, she stole my thunder. The weather is weird. Like, you don't know what to do. All you can do is plan for whatever. So I don't know. I know we got some work to do. Well, not we, but my husband. Is it? I don't know. Is today a holiday? Maybe so. Your internet been spotty. Yeah, I told you you gotta send us a Batman signal. Instead of the Batman symbol, it need to be some plant or something, a flower or something. Let us know you're okay out there with your spotty internet. But I'm glad you could join us this morning and we know that you are okay. What you working on, Love Notes? We found apple trees. We found 2 so far, so hopefully we can find more. Is it raining, Nikki? Oh, so you won't do much today. Today is Columbus Day. Well, I'm glad I found that out before it got too late. I'm about to open. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know today was a holiday. I think my husband did say something the other day. Yeah, we got a Granny Smith apple tree and a pink lady. So I'm not sure about cooking with the pink lady. I haven't did much research on pink lady, but it was available, so we got it. More pineapples, a mulberry. Yeah, like my husband planted the apple trees yesterday and the ground was still nice and wet. But where he planted the lemon, Maya's lemon tree, oh my God. That thing, it was so wet over there, it was crazy. And it hadn't rained in a couple days, but it rained a lot last week. So Pink Lady is awesome. I'm excited to try it. Oh, that's good to know. It's so funny. My mom texting. She learning how to text. She learning how to text to the right thing to the right person. So when you see her text, it's like, oh, she getting it. So, oh, that's right. She stole my thunder. You in Canada. So that's what we learned this weekend because we went to Florida looking for apple trees, but we need to go north instead of south. We go south because we grow so much tropicals, and that's what we look for. But we ended up finding great plants, even going south, which were the mulberry and the 2 different pineapple. So we were happy about that, but we found the apple trees right here in Savannah. So we'll probably ride north a little bit one day and see what we can find because we never go that way. The only time we go north is when we go into Virginia. All right, Nikki, thanks for joining. Yeah. So that's what he did. With the last lemon, the Maya's lemon, he mound it up, and it was still the ground was soaking wet. So I don't know. But yep, we have, we grow pineapple from the store-bought pineapples, which I'm not exactly sure what variety that is they sell in the store. Whatever everyday pineapple is in the store, we chop the tops off that and we grow pineapples from there, which it takes 2 years to get a pineapple from that. But now we have suckers from those, and we'll get it every year. We'll get a pineapple. Um, Oh, okay. I had to check that out. But we picked up a sugar loaf, sugarloaf pineapple and a white jade pineapple. So I think that is the sugar pineapple the same as the sugarloaf. I think that's what they call it, a sugarloaf pineapple. But they're white. Both of them are white, and they say you can eat the core because the core is soft, like the outer side, the outer parts of the pineapple. So kind of excited. I'm hoping we don't have to wait forever to get a pineapple off these plants, but white jade has a lot of suckers growing around it already. So that's pretty exciting to know. 3 different type of pineapples. I wish I could get my hands on a pink pineapple top, but we all know how that is, and I refuse to pay $50 just for the pineapple. I know some people say, "Oh, you can get the seeds," and oh my goodness, from the skin. No, thank you. So I'll stick with the 3 we have, but that was a pretty good find. You missed a whole weekend. Like I think the weekends in the YouTube community are busy, the busiest time of the week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Most people are off, and a lot of people like us, we don't watch TV, we watch YouTube. So you missed a lot, but then you got time to catch up, see what's going on. And love notes. Let me ask you. So I asked a question at the beginning of my stream about winter. Sugarloaf is the one? Okay, so we have sugarloaf. Thank you, Rambo Green Hands. So love notes. In the winter, I know you located in Georgia. What do you do in the winter to keep your sanity while your plants are not growing and producing? I know our winters are not. I'm not sure what part of um Georgia you in, but we don't have long winters, but we do have a winter enough to like slow our pineapples. I mean the bananas down, and so upper 20s. Peer pondering Jesus Christ. Ugh. Some people weather is broken. Oh, okay. So you bring your tropical. So you grow everything in a pot. You can bring them inside. I'm gonna drop the link if anybody wanted to join. I don't mind. So you keep your tropicals in a pot, and you just bring them in. We saw a patio papaya, a grafted patio papaya, which was pretty neat to see it. It was nice and healthy, and I think it was in the Home Depot or something down in Florida. That was pretty cool to see that. You can grow it in a pot indoors if you have adequate light, but I think that's pretty cool. All of our plants, most of them are in the ground. We will keep you have plumbing ground. We will bring our soursop inside, which we brought soursop inside last year, but that thing was like 8, 9 feet tall. So my husband just chopped the top of it off. So it was getting huge. So we'll bring that in because it is so sensitive to a little bit of cold. Like a little bit of cool weather and the ends of it will start burning, and so we want to keep that thing most a pot and container. Oh, okay. So you're working on your landscaping. We are throwing everything in the ground. We put our bananas, we put our apples in the ground yesterday. My husband is going to plant some of the banana pups so we can kind of have a fence of bananas to give it more of a tropical feel, but then we'll get more bananas too. So I love the way our banana plants look. Those things are so big. Even the pups are huge and healthy this year. So we want to save as much of that as we can and produce more. So yeah, that should be fun. But thank you. The bananas taste amazing. I love homegrown bananas. It is like the best. So now when I go in the store, I'm like, I want a banana, but I don't want the store bananas because the taste is so different. So I just say, oh, I'll just wait on our banana. So my husband just found a new bunch that came out today. So ooh, we'll be swimming in bananas soon. I'm gonna try to dehydrate some and I'll freeze some to make ice cream or yogurt or something, smoothies. But I'm gonna have banana to get us through the winter, maybe until the bananas fruit again next year. But I'm gonna try everything I can to preserve as much banana as I can. But I'm definitely gonna dehydrate a lot of bananas because we want banana chips. I won't be doing it, but the plant. So how big love notes, how big are your plantain and banana trees? Coconut, you just keep them a certain size so they don't get too big. Oh, thank you. She stole my thunder. That hibiscus. Now I see the it's a pink blush hibiscus, but it's a huge flower. I think I want that. But yeah, we bought these couple years ago, and they just my husband chopped it all the way down, and it just grew right back, big and beautiful. So it's not that big. Do you get fruit off at Love Notes? Have any of your bananas or plantain fruit yet? You still Pear Pond is still working on Winter Rising. Rambo Green Hands. You sell bananas. Where are you located? Are you in Jamaica? Can't keep up with where everybody from. But that's good. You sell bananas. Do you sell different variety, or is it just um, a basic high producing banana that you sell? Are they the miniature bananas, or are they what is it, babe? Cavendish or ladyfinger? Oh, me sell bananas. You lost a lot of banana trees, Oh yeah, over the winter. Oh, okay. Okay. Us sell bananas. We just started um selling eggs. So we do sell banana plants. We sell dragon fruit banana plants and we sell passion fruit cuttings. But I think that's all right now. We haven't really started selling fruit or anything. We just eat what we get and give away some. But we just started selling eggs because we get about 15 eggs a day, which is a whole lot of eggs. And I don't know. Yeah, we have Cavendish, we have a dwarf Cavendish, and we have a regular Cavendish. We have ice cream. What else do we have, babe? I don't know. Plantain, which is the Cadorian. He worse than me. He forget the name of the bananas. Um, and I can't think of the name of any of them. Yeah, we have a Mona Lisa. Yeah, real food.
And we got Manzano.
Manzano. Yeah, we have Manzano. We have not Namois.
Now,
Yeah, 15 eggs a day. So we have 20 chickens, and all the girls are starting to lay now. So all day you hear the chicken song. If you outside, you'll hear them singing their chicken song back to back. But we can collect up to 15 eggs a day. So we got 5 more to go to see what color eggs we'll get. But you know, the leghorns are the best layers. They will lay what 200 and 300 eggs a year or so. That's an egg a day basically from them. Whew, that's a lot of eggs, but all of them produce pretty good. So 45 degrees lows tonight, 39 tomorrow. Oh my goodness, that is full blown winter for us. You're pondering. I don't know. 39 sounds very cold. And you know, 39 for us in Georgia, because of the humidity, is not bad compared to 39 in Virginia. It's like freezing. So I can imagine 39 out there in the mountains. Yeah. The chickens, yeah, they get busy. So we started watching videos, and I was in some chicken group, and they would say they keep their chickens in the house for 6 to 8 weeks, and until they feather out. And I'm like, these things are flying at 2 weeks and getting out of the box and walking around. They get out the brooder and just walk around. And like I had newspaper line all over the room. You come in, you gotta find the chicken perched somewhere. I was like, they just doing what they want to do. So we built that chicken coop. We went on to the store, bought some wood. It was expensive, but um it was worth it because they had to go outside. So and they, you know, they had more space. They were able to move around, and they were good. So at first we would make them go in. I would put them inside the coop, and I closed them in a coop for like a day or two. Let them out, and when you go back out that next evening, they would go in the coop on their own. So we don't even go out and close. The only time we close that coop is when we are cleaning, which we clean 3 or 4 months at a time, and we don't close it. They don't come out or anything. I mean, they come out when it's daytime, but soon as it started getting dark, they go right back in. So, but it was warm here, so we put them out along with the meat birds. I think about 2 weeks the meat birds were outside because they smelled terrible. So we don't have that word here. I think they call something other than nuggets. She stole my thunder. Are you talking about butt nuggets? We call our eggs butt nuggets. But yeah, they are just eggs. 2 years. So they start the peer pondering. The older they get, they start decreasing the amount of eggs they lay. I think around 4 or 5 years they start getting to the point where they stop laying. I hear. Oh yeah, you need to get them out, love notes. I don't know. I'm glad it's not too cold here, and you know they can go out. So I think even during the winter, we don't have a very big chicken coop, but yeah, we call our butt nuggets too. Oh, blind guy, his wife, they're like they always talk about how we call our eggs butt nuggets, but I think a lot of people that have chickens they call them some funny name. But I just subscribed to a Good morning, Stacy. Farming in the City with Stacy. we just found a new channel. I can't think of the name of them, but they have a lot of chickens. And I saw in the background of one of them, they had a Brahma, big, pretty chicken. Oh my God. Yeah, they'll be okay during the winter. It's enough chickens out there. They will keep each other. You know, the good thing about them, they stay in their little pack. So when I got the last 4 chickens, the leghorns were mean to the babies. But eventually those babies, no, maybe it was the Easter eggers that the leghorns were mean to. And I just left them alone. I said they'll figure out how to defend themselves. And these leghorns now, they are all just like, hey, I ain't playing this game with you. Stay out my way. So they learn, chickens are pretty smart. But yeah, those Brahmas are big and beautiful. I wanted maybe 1 or 2. But because they so big, we would have to build another chicken coop just for the Brahmas. So yeah. Oh my God. The Isa Browns were pretty nice to the new chickens, but those Leghorns, man, the blue astrolopes, those are beautiful. Good egg producers, yeah. The Leghorns are very great egg producers. One of our chickens put out an egg with double yolk all the time. One of our eggs the egg is so big. I'm like, it almost looked like an ostrich egg. Yeah, so I don't know, but they they like picking. I would go out there and sit with the babies. I would take them out there so they would get used to them and sit with them. And the babies would stay. They got this little kid beach chair. They would stay under the chair or something, and those leghorns would come picking with them. I'm like, why you gotta keep picking with them? Just leave them alone. But when they grew up, so now you see them lined up, going in the coop when it's getting dark. Or I go out there, like last night I went out there and it was almost dark to get my eggs, and they were looking like, what do you want? I said, oh yeah, y'all get along just fine. But they all sleep on top of each other, huddled up. They all lay in the same box. I might get 10 eggs out one box and 2 out of another. So we don't have any roosters. We don't have any roosters. I don't. One of my neighbors got a rooster, and one day I was talking to him, and that rooster was crowing. I was like, "Oh my God!" So no, we don't have any roosters. The most noise you hear our girls make is their chicken song, and that's just to get that chicken their egg laying song. Get that egg out, and they're like, "Okay, enough of that." So yeah, they keep each other warm. They, yeah, I don't want any roosters either. My meat birds. When I ordered the meat birds, that was in June. Beginning of June, I ordered meat birds. I got all roosters because I hear the roosters are bigger. They can get up to 11 pounds versus the hens get to about 8 or 9 pounds. So our roosters, they get between 8 and 11 pounds. And I think the girls are smaller, but I ordered all roosters, but you don't keep them long enough for all the noise. So I just got those 20, I think it was 20, yeah, I think it was 20 roosters. Yeah, and they crow anytime. They don't just crow, in the morning at 5 o'clock or when the sun comes up. They crow when they want to all day. Yeah. And I see a lot of people eat their roosters because they get sick of the noise. So I'm sure somebody cooked them. I know our roosters taste great, fried, rotisserie. But yeah. They were getting to the point where they would start trying to crow, but at 8 weeks, we processed all them suckers out, and none of them were crowing, and none are crowing now. So we are good to go. So you ordered all female meat birds, love notes. The breast meat on the meat birds is so tender. It's crazy. I seasoned my chicken and put it in a Ziploc bag with some buttermilk and let it sit most of the day. That is the most amazing meat ever. I should have took one out today. Oh, every neighbor we have has chickens. Yeah, I don't know that those roosters, they are so loud, and it's like so loud. So I don't know. Oh, okay. So 8 weeks is they are at the most tender stage is at 8 weeks. That's good to know because at first I was thinking maybe we should let them grow for another week, but we weighed some of them and they were like 8 pounds the day before we processed them out. But I didn't think I would be able to process those chickens out. I said, my brother-in-law, he said he was gonna come and help, and I was like, oh, that's great. I can cook. I can keep y'all guys well stocked with food and something to drink. But I was like, I don't know if I want to have to process these chickens out. Good morning, Uncle Stu. But when it was time to process them, so we have a chicken plucker. We had our station set up. So I would collect the chicken, which they all come to me, and I will put them in the cone, which we made cones out of buckets. And my husband would do the hard part. I just walked away. When I came back, they were not moving. They were not nothing. And I just took them out. I dip them in the hot water and put them in the chicken plucker. In 3 hours, we had 19 chickens from the pen, from our chicken tractor, in the cooler on ice, clean, ready to go to the freezer. I did not think I was going to be able to do it. And I would watch videos and I'm like, I don't know. I'll just get my chicken from Sam's Club because I can't imagine. But now I'm like, hey, let's order some more chickens. Bad as they smell, like we got to keep that in our freezer. Best meat ever. I know it's not easy for some people to do. So I would advise, I mean, if you can't raise your own chickens, buy some fresh chickens from somebody. But I loved it. Oh, a lot of homeless people roaming around. So Pierre Pondon, but the roosters are somebody's pet, right? And the homeless people just what are the maybe I'm lost in the chat. Uncle Stu, great stream yesterday, Uncle Stu. You get this live thing down. You do, Uncle Stu, you do great on live anyway. So, for you to get on and chat with somebody is not a problem. Thank you for coming by and checking on us folks over here in the garden. Yeah, so after we processed our chickens, love notes, we put them on ice. We just left them. Well, we did. We put them in the freezer that same day, but they are very tender. So put them in the refrigerator. Yeah, we kept them in the cooler because we did it early in the morning. We kept them in the cooler all day, and that evening we went back and bagged them up, put them in the freezer bag, and put them in the freezer. So, oh, that's smart. That makes sense. Good morning, Adele. How are you doing, my beautiful soul sister? Soy yo sister. Oh yeah, they probably like what? Your staff. The staff is probably like, what are they doing? Tell them you having your garden chat this morning with your soil family. Nothing major, just a hello. How was your weekend, Andel? I was telling Love Notes how busy everybody was this weekend. YouTube I was all over the place. I'm like, let me see what they talking about now. And then you go here and was everywhere. I am wonderful. Thinking about what exactly I'm gonna cook. Now we talking chicken. Now I said I should have took a chicken out the freezer. We were talking broccoli early, fried broccoli, and they know what you listen to. Hey, they can get some good information listening to these gardening channels and learn some things that they don't know. They'd be surprised if they just take a moment, right? But all right, y'all. I'm coming up on 2 hours. I'm gonna get off here so I can go and get my day started out here in some sun, check on the chickens again and see what they. I don't know, my chickens, the older they get, they seem like they getting messier. I just told my husband, I said, I'll put food in there, fill that bucket up, and they take all the chicken out and all the food out and put it on the ground and they eat it from the ground. So I'm like, I don't know what they got going on, but get that chicken out for hubby's dinner. Yeah. I like the way he cut the chicken up, so I'll probably take it out and let him cut it up. I'm sure when I get off here, we'll go walk around the yard. I can't think of nothing. Oh, pick string beans because we pick our beans when we want to cook them every day. So I can't think of nothing else. We'll wait till about noon or so. And we'll go out there and play with the passion fruit flowers, which are huge and beautiful. We got a yellow passion fruit that's flowering now. So yeah, process that rooster and rotisserie that sucker. You will be so proud of that rooster. I know most people say these people are crazy. They talk about getting rid of their chicken and eating them. Yeah, that's what we do. Like, where you think your chicken come from? Even though you buy it from Walmart or Sam's Club, he was once this way. The only difference is we know what our chickens eat. We know how they've been raised, and we know what we putting in our body. So grab a chicken out the yard, grab some fresh vegetables out the garden, and you good to go. Potatoes out the garden, you got a whole meal right there in your yard. Can't beat it. Yeah, roosters are beautiful. I think they are some of the most beautiful breeds, but oh my God, it's just that noise. I can't take it. That crowing, I'd be like, look, we out there chasing them so we can get rid of them. So, but anyhow, you all, I thank you for joining me here this morning. We are going to check y'all out in these YouTube streets all week. Friday, we will be back on Friday at 7 p.m. And we will talk all things banana. That's right, Love Notes. Grocery shop in your yard. My husband gonna school y'all on bananas and take some questions, and anybody want to join him and talk bananas with us or whatever. We will be here Friday for it all at 7 p.m. and Dale, thank you for dropping by. Pure Pondering, I hope you have an awesome day at work. Uncle Stu, I hope to see you live this week again. So everybody else in the chat that I'm scared to go back and see who all may be here. Melissa, Brampton Gardner, Miss B Finesse, Blind Guy, Wale. I appreciate you all listening in. My Vivid Life, Lion Crest. Y'all check out some of these channels. Excellent content creators. They will keep you busy all week as they keep me busy all week. But you all have a blessed day, and I will see you later.